everyone. Welcome to Holy Babble or the Babble. Everyone knows the saying that there's never a cop around when you need one, just passing by, just right on cue, right? Never. But when you are nowhere near distress and they show up out of nowhere and feign concern for your well being, especially when you're African American, you just know. White people have a different relationship with cops than black people. If cops show up and you're white, then it's usually you who called them. If cops show up when you're black, then it's the white person that calls the cops on you. That's the kind of relationship, right? But these are the cops that when they are inside the safety net of their squad car, they can't even look. If they're not in the car, and you say if you ever gone to a concert and you're downtown, the cops are downtown, make sure people don't get hit by the traffic. They stop the light. They actually escort you across the street. And I have many interactions. It's funny how you watch how they treat people who are ahead of you, before you get to them, and you see it's a little different. And you get there, you try to be nice, they act like they don't see you, or they kind of, this very juvenile, like, whatever, just don't want to make eye contact. They'll try to say hello. I still say, well, thank you, because I know they have to stop the street light to get you across the street. And they always have this kind of this aura about them, no matter what you're dressed nice, no matter how nice, it doesn't matter. Anyway, they don't want to look in the eye. But when they're in the car, all of a sudden, their chest kind of puffs up a little bit, right? Or if you see them in a group together and they see, at least with me, my experience, now they're like, okay, look, sir. They start, now that they're talking about you, right? They don't do that to white women and white people like that. So it is what it is. But when they're in the car, they're a little bit more arrogant. You know what I'm saying? So as far as I can tell, my only crime was walking while black. I know some black people know about this. Especially if you're in a black, well, let me tell you something else. Cops don't typically, say you're in the hood, the ghetto. They're not going to stop a black person. Are you okay? Are you doing all right? Can I help you with something? No, they don't care. But if you're in a middle-class neighborhood or a rich neighborhood, all of a sudden they're stopping you. They're like, can I help you? I'm like, without waving a distress flag, there's a difference. If you're in they don't stop black folks in the hood unless they're looking for somebody who's wanted, right? So anyway, but that's all I can think. I was walking by black. Also, walking while black is also known to white people as casing the joint. that's what they call it. But this officer pulled up and asked me if I was okay, and even gave me the old okey doke and all that kind of cheesy, hey, you good? And until you showed up, right? Anyway, thumbs up, and very puzzled, like, huh? I responded, because I'm out there, I'm actually walking, I have nothing in my hands, no purse, no water, nothing. My keys in my pocket, wearing a bright red shirt. I'm out there, I live in this area, they know who I am, I'm famous, even famous folks know who I am, I'm famous, like, I got it like that. So, are you okay? And I'm like, I tell them, why would I not be okay walking down the street? Not bleeding, I'm on the ground, I'm not crying, I'm not screaming, Mayday, help, screaming bloody murder. Why would I not be okay walking down the street? So I then asked him, how many white people did he ask that question to before he got to me, being that this was a Saturday. I live in a heavy pedestrian area. People walking, bicycling, running all the time. I live across the street from a park that has 2 soccer fields, a walking track, a food court, concert venue. Then you have actually downtown. It's a small town. You have fire department, police, family court, all in one little stretch, okay? Down the opposite end is your cops. Then you have your park across my apartments where people walk all 5 o'clock in the morning, late at night, all the time. And usually you don't see a lot of, be honest, you don't see a lot of black people bicycle. I don't ever see nobody black on a bike, running, nope, walking. Occasionally you might get one, but consistently, I'm the only consistent person who actually comes out to walk. And I've been here a year and a half, okay? They know me. I had to pass the police station to go to work. When I walked to my job's like 5 minutes away. They know me. Okay. So I said, why would I not be okay? Walking, coming down the street. And I'm like the only black person in sight. And I passed the farmer's market and I'm turning the corner down a quieter street. There's almost no even houses, right? So I was like the only black person in sight. So, but wait for it. Here comes his response. Here, wait for it. Guess what's coming? He responds, I don't pay attention to color. People say, I don't see color, right? Well, they pass up all the white people to come to you. Well, I didn't see color. Well, your behavior says you did. You had to. So he goes, I don't know this color, right? I don't pay attention to that. So I said, of course you do. That's the only reason why you stopped me, right? Otherwise, you should have given me some kind of estimate, of any other person, irregardless of color that you stopped. Even if you said, well, yeah, I didn't pay attention to the color, but at least talk to, 3 or 4 people, whatever, right? And so he had to pass a good bit of white folks to get to me, around the corner on a quiet street, going away from the park and the farmers market and the other stuff going on that day. So modern day racists discriminate behind fake smiles, or claiming to be concerned about you when there's really agenda. There's an agenda behind that is not about your welfare. The agenda is to try to intimidate you in a mild form. And back in the old days, they didn't have to fake smile. They didn't smile at all. They let you know, yeah, I'm looking for just for you. Yeah, I'm just trying to mess with you and all your people. Now they go, oh no, I just love it. After civil rights and the laws changed where they had to be accountable for their behavior, where they were not accountable pre-civil rights, right? And now they had to be accountable. They started faking that stuff, right? I love everybody, and my one best back friend. Or I've adopted a black child, but I don't know no black people. Or I've adopted a Chinese child, but I don't know any Chinese. I don't even eat Chinese food. Anywho, but you have people out there like that who just think that works, But that's really what the goal is. I've always felt that it's the weakest of the bunch, that the most insecure, who get a bit excited, especially around black women, and the white male comes up, just kind of, either he's the country bumpkin of the bunch, or he's like the ex-military, kind of little pompous, arrogant guy. It's usually those two in-between guys. There's other folks who don't push it to that extreme. You always have to kind of, either country bum guy, gung-ho, yeah, I'll go up to her, yeah, I'll drive around in circles, those type of folks. A little too quick, get too excited around black women, who like to show their butts the most, right, who always like to do the little extra stuff that maybe everybody else ain't quite doing with that one person. Everybody has that one a little too much, right? So, I can't disrespect this officer because he's already done that for himself. He's already done that. He beat me to the punch by abusing the power that he has been given. I can't respect the uniform, and he doesn't respect this uniform.